Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm Miriam Dow, wife, a mom of four, real estate investor, and entrepreneur. We're gonna talk about this electricity problem in my house. Let's get to it. Listen, I like to show you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, okay? When it comes to this real estate shit, this shit is not for the weak. My blood pressure is through the motherfucking roof. I don't want y'all to sit here and think like, oh, she's really doing it and the house look amazing. Yes, the house is looking nice, but it's costing me a fortune. And this is with me splitting everything with my sister. Imagine me trying to do shit by myself. So let me just give y'all the backstory. We bought this property in July, I think. He started working on it July 14th. We bought it July 13th. Okay. Very next day, he started working on it. This property was supposed to be done in August. We are in October. Today is October 22nd or 21st. This property is still not done. We, like, every time we feel like we're getting close to done, then something happens. It sets us back. It sets us back. When we were buying this house, I believe the sellers were in India. They were out of the country trying to get a contractor to fix it up. The guy did a botched job. Like, when we bought the house, there were open walls and stuff. They passed their plumbing inspection, but they did not pass their electrical inspection. So it would take us 2-3 days just to get an answer. Like, we would ask the seller's realtor a question, and then he would need to ask his guests, his sellers who were out of the country trying to do this. They were trying to flip it or something, but it was just costing them too much money, so they just was like, we're not dealing with this anymore. So as we were under contract, they passed the plumbing inspection, but they failed the electrical inspection. So what I did was I got my electrician to go take a look. This electrician, I work with him. He worked in my previous house. He went and he took a look. He said, so the problem is, I think this property was just originally just one. They use it as like one big apartment. This house, just for my contractor, he lives in the area, so he knew the family that owned the house before the seller that sold it to me owned it. And basically it was a big family, a lady that lived here with mad kids and mad grandchildren, and they just used the whole house as like a big apartment, I guess. So the basement has a bathroom, and the basement is a nice little area, and it's a carpeted area, so you could turn that into a bedroom. And then the ground floor is what you see we turned into a 1-bedroom apartment. It has a bathroom, it has a kitchen. The basement doesn't have a kitchen. Then the second floor is just a big living room, but she had it off. I think she had each floor like an apartment. Just got rid of the walls. It's one big living room, 1 bathroom, 1 kitchen. Then you get to the 3rd floor, right? The 3rd floor is where the 3 bedrooms are, but she had it blocked off. Like, there was this big wall by the stairs to make us believe that she was using that as well as a separate apartment from the 3rd floor. I don't know how she could do that. There's no kitchen upstairs unless they got rid of the kitchen before we bought it. But anywho, it was just, we got rid of all these fucking walls because I think it was like 4 apartments in one. So anyway, we were not interested in doing that. So it's technically still a single family, but the people that we bought the house for, they got plans to do it as a duplex. They marketed it as a duplex. We bought it as a duplex, but technically we need to have a double panel. There's only 1 panel. So legally for a duplex, you need to have 2 different meters, 1 for this apartment, 1 for this apartment. But in our duplex, the fact that we have that little common area when you walk in, watch my video that I just posted about the updates. You're gonna see that's where I started the video. It's a little common area. When you walk in the first little door, there's 2 doors. This one leads to upstairs, this one leads to the 1st floor. That common area, the fact that there's going to be light there, electricity, both tenants are going to be walking through that common area. That needs to be a meter for the owner. So now we need 3 panels. Right now we currently have 1. The electrician that worked on my previous house, he was like, okay, I can do the double panel for you guys. At that time he said double panel is gonna cost y'all like around $2,000. The whole purpose of me sending my electrician in the first place is for him to tell me how much it's gonna cost. So he told me around $2,000. We told the sellers we need credit for it. What we gonna do is just sell us the house. I think they give you like a CCO, basically a temporary something. The new buyer is going to buy it off the seller like that, and then it's going to be our responsibility now to get the electrical permits. So they give us a $3,500 credit. We thinking we winning because my electrician originally told me like around $2K. Then we finally buy this house. Every day I'm calling this man, go look at the house, tell me what you need. Like, usually he goes, he tell me what he needs. I sell him a deposit and he's done. He's in and out of here too. But I don't know what's going on. This man would keep flaking. Yeah, I'm gonna come this weekend, call me, remind me. Nigga, I don't have time to remind you. I need someone to remind me. Like, if you want to do something, you serious about doing something, then you should just go and do it. We've done business in the past before. Why do I have to keep reminding you? Then to the point where he was like, yeah, it's just so much going on right now. And the thing is, you want to get the electrical and the plumbing stuff done before your contractor start fixing stuff up. So as my contractor was doing demo, that was the perfect time for him to come up, because the walls are open, we're demolishing shit, you can get in behind your walls. Now the drywall up, like 90% of the drywall is up in my house, if not all of it. All the walls are up. This electrician is no longer picking up the phone. I call another electrician. This man says the second floor is $15,000. It's a major fire hazard because the way they have the wires is ridiculous. Like, you on the second floor, you'll turn off a light on the second floor and it'll turn off a light on the first floor. And if this is supposed to be a duplex, that shit can't happen. Like, you can't have someone in Airbnb on the second floor controlling lights and switches and shit that's on the first floor. That's crazy. They got this electricity all mingled, jumbled. They got this illegal like extension cord from the first floor all the way up, poking out the cabinets of the second floor. This is crazy. So as I'm getting more and more electricians in there, they're all telling me this shit is a fire hazard. Like, I'm not saying your shit gonna turn on fire right away, but you gonna have someone in here and there's gonna be a fire in the fucking walls. That shit scared the shit out of me. So I'm getting people to come in there. I got a $3,500 credit thinking I'm good. No, the amount that these people are quoting me, I got another quote. Then I met with another electrician. He told me $7,800. I got him down to $7,000. I sent him the inspection report, and he was like, you know, there's a lot of other things on this inspection that we didn't discuss in person. I want you to meet with me there in person. This man made me drive there on Tuesday. So that's the video that you guys got earlier this week. I drove up there. We walking through, basically did another inspection, walking through. It took us a whole hour. I was showing him where I need outlets. The kitchen on the second floor, the whole kitchen got one outlet, which is the illegal one sticking out on the floor. So I had my people put up the backsplash and stuff. This whole time I've been trying to look for an electrician. I call them, they make an appointment, they don't come, they come, or they see how big of a job it is and they just don't pick up my phone anymore. So it was hard for me to get a reliable electrician. My other guy that I worked with before just stopped picking up my calls. So I'm like, okay. I mean, that's not a good time, but it's like, I understand you told me $2K. Pick up the phone and say, hey, I didn't really assess this right. You know, be honest with me. This shit is really, this is what it is, and I'll do it for you for this much. I like to work with the same people. So if you do something for me the first time and we mess with each other and you did a good job, I'm just gonna keep working with you. I have no desire driving 3 hours. It takes me an hour and a half to drive there, and the way I drive, I'm like this. This is how I drive, y'all. I'm like this. So by the time I get home, it feels like someone was beating my back with a brick, okay? I'm not trying to drive down there all the time. So this man doesn't pick up my call. I get another referral from my realtor. Your realtor is really the plug, because she puts me on to everyone. I get another referral. This guy comes, and after we show him, I learned a lot of stuff. In the kitchen, like your stove or your dishwasher, one of the two, I think it's your stove, it needs its own designated line. It can't just be plugged up in the electrical outlets with all the other stuff plugged up in it. It needs its designated line. The electric fireplaces you see that I have up, I put a space for it in the pink unit. I already have it up in the black unit. It needs its own designated line. Like, you're gonna plug everything up, it's gonna be okay for now, but then poof, all your power is gonna go away. It's gonna shock and all this stuff, because the electrical fireplace takes a lot of power, so it needs a designated line. I didn't know that. So he needs to add that for the unit 1. He needs to add that for unit 2. He needs to add designated lines in the kitchen for both kitchens. We already put up the cabinets. This man said that we need to put the cabinets down. Now my contractor kind of knew like we was gonna need some stuff done and access to walls, so thank God he didn't glue it on. You know how they like screw the cabinets in the wall, and then sometimes they glue it too. So he just screwed it. He said it's not a problem for him to unscrew it. The bathroom that's literally on the opposite side of my kitchen, that's already pretty much done. We're just waiting for the glass door and for him to put up the mirror and stuff. But he didn't put up that mirror and stuff because he knew they might need access to it. So the electrician said he gonna have to open up the cabinets. He would like move the cabinets so he can get in there, but then also get in from the bathroom. The bathroom needs GFCI outlets. If you don't know this, if you go in your bathroom, you're gonna see like the bathroom outlets are kind of like waterproof. Like if water touches it, it shuts off. And you see like red and different color coordinated stuff. Those kind of outlets are usually in your kitchens and in your bathrooms. The bathrooms don't have those kind of outlets. You gotta add that on there. A ton of stuff. This man comes back and tell me, after he had originally told me $7,800 for the double triple panel, then he tells me Okay, after we walk. And the day I went to meet him, I took the cash. I'm about to give this man a deposit just so I could wipe this off and move on. It's gonna take him a week to 2 weeks to do it, but the way that it happens is he has to go pull a permit out, then they have to approve the job, then he gets the job done, then we have to go back, let the inspectors know that we're done, and then it takes the inspectors maybe about another week to 2 weeks to come out, inspect the job, and say, okay, it's good. So he has to get, that's why the flooring is still not done. He has to literally open up the floor. He has to do all the rewiring for the second floor because that shit is mumbo jumbo under the motherfucking, I don't even know how people, like, how do landlords put people in a house that they know is not safe? I could not sleep at night. I have a conscience. First of all, I need to get the electrical permit. It's not gonna pass the way the house is, so I can stop doing all this pretty shit. Needs to get done. Second, once you get the electrical permit, we already got the plumbing permit, you have to get something called a CO, certificate of occupancy. I'm gonna put a video right here of when I filled that for my first Airbnb. Basically, now the house is all done. The inspector from the city comes out, they look at everything. When I say everything, they're looking at the windows. I failed my certificate of occupancy because the window wouldn't stay open. Like, you know how sometimes you lift the window and it keeps shutting closed? Like, so I had to replace the windows. It was during COVID. Windows was taking 4 months to get to you. It was a shit show. And then since that's like one of those row homes, it's attached to another home, the house that's next to mine was vacant, so I needed to put a firewall in my attic where that home is touching, so if that house is ever on fire, God forbid, the shit doesn't leak over to my house. I have a firewall to keep that fire over there. Bruh, all this shit, the unnecessary shit, I had to get all this stuff done to get a certificate of occupancy. That man came out 3 times, and the third time I needed some kind of paperwork that I didn't have.